What's up, y'all? It's Jimmy coming to you guys with another video. Before we get into the video, as always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And also, please make sure you guys are hitting that notification down below. So I've been gone for quite some time, you guys. I think it's been, I want to say 4 or 5 months since I posted my last video. If you guys haven't seen my last video, I basically go on video quitting my 9-to-5 corporate job. So that's something that will go down the books for me. That's going to be a memory that I'll have for the rest of my life. And not to dive too deep into that separate video that I'm going to be making, but I essentially quit my 9-to-5 to pursue freelancing full-time, which has been in a journey in itself. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys that it's been all good and no bad, because there's definitely been some bad in the mix, but really want to sit down and actually talk to you guys about my experience so far as a freelancer over these past, I want to say like 4 or 6 months at this point. But that's not the point of the video and why you guys clicked it. Over the past 5 months since I've dropped any sneaker clothing related video, and there's one purchase that I've made time and time again that has been my favorite over the past couple months, and it is the New Balance 2002R. This shoe, I mean, just to simply put it, is super affordable, super comfortable, super easy to wear, and goes well with a bunch of different outfits. Of course, I know everyone has their preferences of different New Balance models just because there's so many out there and so many classics, but I'll say for myself, the 2002R has definitely been one of my favorite sneakers that I have owned, purchased, worn in the past several years. And I know that's a pretty heavy statement considering all the shoes that have dropped from like 2017 till now, right? There's just been an influx of different sneakers, different collaborations and all that, but I'll say for a non-hype general release sneaker, this has definitely been one of my favorites. So I'm going to be going through the different New Balance 2002R colorways that I have, and if you guys are interested in them, you guys can pick them up on StockX, eBay, Go. I'm pretty sure all of them are going for under retail. So getting to the first colorway, I feel like something that New Balance is really known for is their models where they do different shades of gray. I mean, from the 990s, 991s, etc. I mean, the list can go on. I feel like they do this colorway for all their models essentially, and I feel like it's a classic for a reason. And I think this is the closest they have dropped for the 2002R, but this is the first colorway that I'm showing you guys. It's basically a pair that has different shades of gray, and I'll say this has been my most worn pair that I've owned. There's just something about this shoe that just makes it so easy to wear. I mean, with all the New Balances in this colorway, the different shades of gray, there's something so versatile that, like, you know, it's not an all white sneaker, it's not an all black sneaker, it's an all gray sneaker, but not really all gray, right? There's different shades, different tones that really still make the shoe pop out. This pair right here, I actually got when I was in Korea at a shopping mall. If you guys have been to Korea or have seen pictures, it's the shopping mall that has the really big library with the staircase and all that. There was a sneaker store in there that had these in my size for under retail. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was the last pair they had. So once I saw these, I knew I had to pick them up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think if you go on StockX and Go, these are going for under retail. So you guys can actually get these for 120 bucks, 130 bucks, which isn't too bad at all. And the crazy thing I feel like with this shoe right here is, even though I said it's my most worn pair, and when I say worn, I have really worn the shoe. Like, I've worn this shoe to the gym because I didn't have any gym shoes on me while I was traveling. I've worn this to a music festival. I've worn these to a couple concerts, and they still don't really look all too beat up. And even though they might get beat up in the future, I really do feel like these gray New Balances do look good with some character on them. The next colorway that I'm going to show you guys is a colorway that I actually haven't seen drop in the States yet, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like with New Balances, their drops are always random. You know, it's not like sneakers where you have a set date for one sneaker and that's where everywhere drops. I feel like with New Balances, it's a little bit more random and a little bit more sporadic. So this pair right here is really, really nice in my opinion. There's nothing honestly crazy about this shoe in itself. If you look at it, it's basically one tone all around. Like, if you guys looked at the gray pair previously, there was different shades of gray, but this one right here is really one shade all throughout, which I honestly do like. I got this shoe for the summertime, and unfortunately it was just one of those things, you know, as a sneakerhead, you buy all these shoes and you never wear them. So these are actually still dead stock, but a colorway nonetheless that is super fire. I do regret that I didn't really wear them much in the summertime. You know, I will say, after just looking at these, I'll probably have to put them in my rotation for this week or sometime next week. But I'll definitely say out of all the colorways that I'm going to show you guys, I do think this and the gray pair are probably the most versatile ones that you can add to your sneaker collection. And the next colorway is actually a collaboration with Joe Freshgoods. So he is a designer based out of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, and he's done stuff with New Era, New Balance, and I'm pretty sure with a bunch of other brands. I'm not too sure what his catalog looks like, but I know he's done quite a bit of work with these like really heavy hitter brands, and he absolutely killed it with this New Balance pack. So I know in this pack they dropped the 550 and these 2002 Rs that I'm about to show you guys. And in my opinion, I think the 2002 Rs that they dropped are definitely the best ones from the pack. And finally for the shoes, here is that colorway. So really nice in hand, you guys. This is the only 2002 R that I own that has a pretty good mixture of materials on it. This has suede, leather, this mesh material, as opposed to the other ones, which I believe are only mesh and suede. This color right here, even though there's like yellow and blue on it, I feel like it actually is pretty versatile. I'll say during the summertime when I first got this shoe, I probably wore the shoe, I want to say like 3-4 times out of a 7-day week. So it really shows you guys how much I was messing with this sneaker. And the great thing about these collaborations with New Balance is that some of them, yes, are super hyped and go for a lot. But this pair right here, you know, like many of the others, I think if you go on StockX and eBay, you can find them, I want to say for 140, maybe even 130 if I'm not mistaken. So way, I don't want to say way under retail, but for pretty cheap and a shoe that I think you guys won't regret adding to your rotation. And the last colorway that I have for you guys is actually a pair from the protection pack. So New Balance did this whole pack of 2002 Rs where they added like a distressed look to the leather where there's basically raw edges. If you guys look at the tongue, you guys can see that the foam is exposed. Clearly that whole deconstructed look is really in right now, and I think New Balance did a really good job at incorporating that look onto this shoe right here. From the raw edges of the suede, the tongue, everything itself looks cohesive and looks pretty well on the shoe. This colorway isn't too hyped whatsoever, but when the shoe first came out the protection pack, there was a gray pair, a black pair, and a white pair if I'm not mistaken, and those were pretty expensive. I want to say from the high end of like 500 to the low end of like 250, 300, depending on which colorway you wanted. And I think the gray pair actually even went for like $700 at one point, so those were fetching pretty crazy prices. But this color right here, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can actually even cop these at Champs right now if they're available. So I mean, if you wanted these, you could go to the mall and buy them right now. And like I mentioned with the other shoes, I feel like this is just something that's so easy to wear, so versatile. Whether you're wearing it with shorts, pants, whatever you name it, I just feel like this is gonna be something that's gonna really complement your outfit well, depending on how you pair it. So that was all the colorways of the New Balance 2002 Rs that I picked up over the past couple months. For myself, like, you know, like my collection isn't crazy by any means, but for myself to pick up that many pairs of the same model in such a short period of time, that means I really do like the sneaker. It's definitely something I could see myself wearing in the long run. You know, as I'm getting a little bit older, I don't want something that is always like super flashy, super hyped. Sometimes I want a general release sneaker that's more low-key and more subtle, and I think that's what the sneaker does perfectly. If you guys made it this far in the video, let me know down below in the comments which one was your favorite colorway that I showed you guys. And if you guys already have a pair of 2002 Rs, let me know which colorway you guys have picked up. And it's gonna wrap up the video. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.